Welcome to This Focus is on the month of November. We're having our Deep Dive Psychics gathering, who are weaving together the energy themes and threads, looking into the month's astrology and messages. Cosmic Rising Exploration dives into the ancient past and into the infinite future. Our group for this gathering today, we have Sherry, our Reiki Master of the Violet Flame, Master Teacher of the Violet Flame, biofeedback practitioner, and QHHT therapist, Anne, our astrologer, and myself, Alex, Akashic past life, QHHT practitioner, and life purpose guide. Everyone will share what they are picking up psychically for the month of November and tuning into messages and looking at the different astrological aspects of November. What is important for us all to be aware of for this month? We're going to go around, like, subscribe for more. We'll be going into special focuses for the next few months and getting to know the practitioners even more through the sharing of their work in the next several episodes. We can make it short and sweet.
Oh, and it's 11:11.
11:11, perfect time to start for November. We have all the solar flares that have been going on. In the next 3 days, we have another X-class solar flare that's going to be energetically heading towards Earth or touching Earth, touching communications and affecting people's mental, emotional, physical,
Sleep.
and tectonics. The sun's been really rocking lately. So Schumann resonance is definitely feeling it on Earth. All right, we'll make it simple and sweet. We're turning inward already. It already feels inward as the fall is happening. Who wants to go and share about this November?
Mine was very visual. I started off seeing this little metal thing pop out of something. It just reminded me of the foot pedal, like on a trash can. That's what I saw first. And then as I tried to zoom back and look a little bigger at the picture, I could see a rail that went around an oval-like structure, but the rail didn't complete an oval. It was like angles. And until the back and the front was open where that little step thingy was out of. I saw something like a Y-shaped thing in water, and I didn't know how to describe it. It looked like almost like a pier, but it's like just the posts only, not
Nothing above it?
yeah, it was like a structure in water, but it was, you know what a pier when they make the piers and there's posts or and the boards in between. There were no boards. It was just the posts that made the Y, and it was in water. And then when I tried to focus some more, I felt really heavy, like a heavy thing was on my head, and it was kind of blocking my view. I could see, but it was a little blurry through.
So
But
you're peeking through, but the rest was blocked off, like one of those helmets kind of thing with
yeah,
the Y with the eyes, and you got the nose and mouth available.
yeah.
Whoa,
But it was really
that's
heavy.
big.
It was like I could feel the weight on my head. So it's very cryptic for me. I have no idea what it means.
You do get a lot through your feelings. Like it's multiple sides.
But it's not complete. So the front was missing. It was just,
It's
I
like
don't know.
containment. Well, you can feel into it. Let's see if a word would work. Like if you look at that and feel into what word would that be?
Platform. Both
Platform.
of these are actually like platforms. The Y was definitely a platform that came through. This other one, yeah, when I look at it, I just see platform too. Interesting.
But it's not a completed platform.
Well, it's like that little thing that
The
popped out
Y,
was kinda like a step, like
like a
'cause
step
the first
up.
thing I thought was saw was the little silver thing that popped out, and then when I zoomed back a little to see more about the picture, that's when I saw this thing
Hmm.
around an oval, but I didn't get any words. I mean, when I was in there, I just got visual, and then the heaviness on my head.
And then seeing through the Y. And then the structure in the water, that's the unfinished platform if you're talking about because they both are platforms. One's unfinished, the other one's open on one side. That's
Mhm.
interesting. Did you get a sense of that being an ocean or a lake or anything in the water?
I
Or
couldn't
just a
tell if it was a big body of water. I just got the sense that it was big. It was the Y itself was big.
like that? A lot of times a body of water in dreams is subconscious or your greater consciousness, because it's vast.
Everything going on. That makes sense.
That makes sense. Having like that be coming out
Yeah.
of the greater consciousness.
Yeah.
I love pondering yours, Sherry, over the month.
My subconscious doesn't make it easy.
How about you, Anne? What did you notice?
I didn't get much visually except for a bunch of balloons floating up into the sky. And the sky was very blue and it was sunny. So to me, that's a lighten up message.
Okay.
Maybe that has to do with Sherry's heaviness. Lighten up.
Lighten up. I had that. Where were you, Anne, when you saw the balloons floating into the sky? Were you below them or were you also in the sky? Where were you? Where was your viewpoint from?
From below, yeah.
From below. I had a similar message as Anne's. I was looking up into the sky, but it was the night sky, but there was no clouds. It was gorgeous. And the message was observing the stars, spend time observing the stars, that experience of expansiveness, like reminding myself of the expansiveness of the sky, of when you start thinking about galaxies, it's really, right? It really opens the mind. And having that view in life, reminding myself of that view, as well as that childhood wonder, because it is pretty phenomenal thinking about the stars and how many there are and what other beings are up there and all that exciting stuff. So have the childhood wonder. And then I saw the three-eye atlas and I got the message of watching it. This is special. This is a special cosmic experience. Let's watch it. Let's stay connected with it, watch it, and watch the sun. And especially Three-Eye Atlas, the message was there's more information there for us if we spend time with it, focusing on it. Did not expect that at all. So that opening up, right? The opposite of the heaviness, right, Sherry? The opening up, looking up. And then what about the human stuff? And I got arguments. People were stuck in their positions and getting all grumpy with each other. I saw a car that was going, it was moving along, it was moving, same with the three eyes. So there's movement, but because it was a mental construct and it was small, it was not going to where we really ideally wanted it to go. There's something about where we think we want to go, where our mind and ego think we want to go, but it's not going to go the place we want it to go, which makes sense with the Mercury retrograde. We need to really let go of our beliefs and our fixed positions of the problem will be solved this way, ABC, and it's done. I had a second image of someone. Do you remember the old game where there's like circles and squares and the kid have to learn how to do the circle and the circle hole and square, and they're trying to shove something that does not fit in the hole. But what we have in our hand, we're gripping onto a belief. We're trying to push it into whatever the solution is, and it's not going to work. Like feeling it closed and difficult and trying to get the damn thing in there again. So the narrow views, ideas of how we think it should be, that heaviness and intensity versus how we need to actually really be expansive and viewing the stars and opening up, which is similar to you're viewing only through the why.
Yeah, and a very heavy. So, I mean, which kind of leads me to think of just the heavy programming that we've endured for so long and trying to break out of it. Because I'm telling you, I could feel the weight on my head. But it very much resonates with what you're saying as far as the very narrow thinking. I only had the little view. Yeah, that totally resonates what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a really good reminder. It really is. I like it. We are just going to be short and sweet today, aren't we?
Hopefully,
It's
hopefully people
Go
will
ahead.
send you comments and stuff too to add in. Stacy said she would. Maybe ask her.
That would be lovely. That would be lovely. I'm really curious to see what they got. Let's see. So we got to just stay in the lightning up, the balloons floating, and possibilities too, right? It opens us up to possibility. For the astrology, we have Anne here. And what have you been noticing for November?
Well, the Mercury retrograde starts today. That'll go on for the rest of the month. It'll probably be a pretty active and dynamic one. So be flexible. Be flexible.
Anything, what's making it more dynamic?
It's having a lot of interactions with all the other planets while it does.
Oh.
So angles.
All right. Be flexible, expect changes in schedule and travel and electronics. And
Yeah, same old, but it'll probably be it'll probably stir stuff up.
How
well, I
long
do
does
like
it
the
go?
one.
It goes till the end of the month, about late,
Okay.
but one of the last few days of November, about 3 weeks.
Yeah. I do like digging into the details, though. Let's get the details really clear. For me, that's kind of more of the positive. Let's really make sure whatever contracts, agreements, or what we're saying to other people is clear and looking at the detail.
Yeah, for everyday communications and the collective, I think that's important. Personally, people work with it wherever it falls in your chart. That's where you get extra time and attention to rethink things or redo things. I'm happy it's in my 5th house. That's my personal interests. Maybe I'll find some more new personal interests that are more exciting to me than the same old dull routine, you know?
That's great. It shifts things up in a good way for you. I love that.
Yeah.
What else do we have going on for the month? We just had the full moon. That Taurus, was it a Taurus full moon? And
Yeah.
that was a lot.
Jupiter also goes retrograde in a couple of days. And then the new moon is on the 19th, the new moon in Scorpio. So that'll be a big alignment because it's conjunct Mercury and opposite Uranus. And Uranus can bring upheavals and surprises and shocks and sudden changes.
Yeah, sudden changes. Wow, that sounds pretty intense. So that's the new moon on the 19th. Scorpio, for me, the way it's set up, I just like to clear my calendar when Scorpio comes along because things arise that need to be cleared, discovered. But to have it opposite Uranus, things will move quickly. At least it won't be boring.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be boring.
Conjunct Mercury.
Communications and
Communication.
messages. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a powerful new moon. Okay. For the Jupiter retrograde, that's before the 19th. That's a couple days of, we'll feel the transition.
It happens
On 13th.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. It goes 4 months. It happens every year. It's more of an inward reflection time, you know, where you're more interested in philosophy than mundane events, perhaps. Everybody's different.
However, you might go inward or just having a certain reflection focus. I like that philosophy.
Yeah, I like philosophy.
That is cool. Those are the big influences for us this month of November. Great. And I was talking to Sherry about maybe shifting over and doing some like little specials, like focuses more on QHHT and maybe discuss a couple things like that. I just had some really cool house clearing experiences, and Sherry has quite the interesting place she moved into. It's like a battlefield. I was just thinking we could branch out and do a couple of those, especially through the next couple. You know how it is with the holidays.
Yeah, busy.
Busy. Just doing a few things like that. And I think that's about it.
Awesome.
Right. Everybody have fun today. I'm lightning.
Have a good one.
Have a great time. All right. Lots of love. Take care.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye.
Rising Cosmic Exploration dives into the ancient past and into the infinite future. Like, subscribe for more. We'll be going into special focuses for the next few months and getting to know the practitioners even more through their work and the sharing of their work in the next several episodes.